give it a minute or two, maybe 5 or 10, just to see who's gonna swing by and who can make it. Let everyone get all caught up, because tonight is the night. For the last time, we will be crossing the threshold into Deathmark. Having a nice drink of tea just before the stream starts to warm up the old voice box. Hello. Hello everyone. Here it is, the time I almost wish hadn't come upon us. But it will be the last time, on a weekend at least, that we will be crossing the threshold into Deathmark. No worries, hello there, Crater. Before the game starts, I just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you for your support. The stream will not be the end of me, understandably, but it's the game that really helped me to find who I was as a streamer and the kind of streams that I enjoy and the kind of content that I want to be able to put out compared to other streamers. I may not be loud, I may not shout, I may not scream and bounce around the walls, but I try and create an atmosphere, and hopefully it's an atmosphere that brings you all in, like sitting around a campfire telling ghost stories. Synchro, I do believe, isn't that a Yu-Gi-Oh song? Don't say if I were you, or tell me what to do, how things would be if you were in my shoes, 'cause you're not me, Ted, please help me if you can. This isn't what I planned, guess I don't expect that you would understand, 'cause you're not me. Don't for one second think I'm deluded enough to think that I sang that well. I know I'm absolutely tone deaf. The only voice I can do that didn't pass as anything for singing was Buddy Holly. Spook karaoke stream. One day, perhaps. One day. One day we'll all get a karaoke going. Who knows? Our little menagerie of different people. But as I'm sure you can understand from the things that we spoke to last night, I very quickly Synchro as a moderator, just keep an eye out for it. You know what I mean, don't need to mention it anymore, but there you go, don't worry. You have the power, you have the touch, you have the glory. Bit on the Stan Bush there for everyone. Both of you even. Fantastic song. There was another song from that Pyramid of Light movie. It was not the You're Not Me. It was another song that was popular in it that always made me think of Joey. It's forgotten. I've forgotten it now. It's escaped me. I think that movie had two very, very good songs, and the soundtrack for the American show was phenomenal. Though unforgivable, they never used Alexis's theme from the Japanese. Absolutely unforgivable. Which had two variations, the Blue Eyes Toon World Dragon theme and the original Toon World theme. The one I remember somewhat is that it is. The other ones that I remember are the themes of the Big Five, like their music from the Virtual World arc. Noah's theme is just... Noah didn't really have a proper theme, he just had reused asset music in the original Japanese, but he had that really mellow theme just oozing in the background that just works. Noah's theme is just like, oh. It's the one theme where it's just like that entire arc just was made better because of the music and because of the overblown accents and everything. No matter what, that's a great song. No matter what. And of course the one that we didn't get over in the UK, because in America they edited the 2 episodes with this particular death killer, well, player killer, into one episode. And they put this as the instrumental bit over it, but in the English we got it as the 2 separate episodes that it was, and that was Panic. Hello everyone. Hello everyone, hello, thank you for the raid, I very much appreciate it, to all of you. I do very quickly, before the game starts, before everything begins, I just do want to take a moment to just say thank you all so much for everything, thank you so much for the support, thank you so much for all of it. Wanted to raid me, thank you so very, very much. Also, your game was absolutely precious. I love it. I want to come back and watch that at some point. I really do. But okay, everyone. As I was saying, just thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for your kindness. And as I was saying to Synchro earlier, this game will not be the end of me streaming. Far from it. There's plenty more games still lined up for me to be able to do. Plenty more games for me to play. Like I said, I've bought NG, even though I really can't afford that, but still. More spooky stuff to play, more spooky stuff to enjoy, but this game is when I really found out what I like as a streamer, how I want to be as a streamer. You know, the kind of atmosphere, the kind of ambience, you know, like I was saying earlier, telling ghost stories around a campfire, that kind of environment is what I want. And hopefully you guys will all be here to support me. And this is it. Now, once I start, I'm not going to stop until Little Red Riding Hood gets finally defeated, banished. We don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen, because remember, the original story behind all of the marks was that we had to deal with the marks upon us, but we don't have any marks, and it was always a case of purifying or defeating them. So now, with that being said, thank you so much for everything, guys, and here we go. Synchro, you know me. You can support me up to that day, and I'll make sure you support me for long afterwards too. Allow me to drink every single bottle in the bar, then I'll gather together every single empty bottle, I'll create a Ouija board, and then I can really channel the spirits. And for once we did not go back to the mansion. Remember where we were last time, just to double check where we were. Oh, the memos are still all here. In the bag it was... I'm trying to remember where the log is. Where were we last time? I gotta go up. You're right. Because Hero lost it after dealing with Red Riding Hood. And we were trapped, looped on the same floor. I can't remember which floor we were just on. I think we were on the 3rd floor. I expected it, but sure enough, I'm back in the 3rd floor hallway. There doesn't seem to way to go up to the higher floor in this hotel. Some mysterious power is at work here, but Hero dashed off to head upstairs from the 3rd floor. Maybe she's still on this floor then. If it's impossible to get to the 4th floor, then Hero could still be on this one. That makes sense, but imagine how weird that is. We're both existing on the same floor, but we didn't pass each other. Okay guys, which one, right or left? Because that's not going to work. Yeah, we can't get that open even with Hero's help, so... To the left. To the left, to the left. I step inside the guest room. Something's not right in here. Are these spider webs? When I entered just a little while ago with Hero, these weren't here at all. It's hard to believe it, but the room is covered in spider webs now. I hear the bathroom door open. Oh, Hero. So this is where you were. Hey, Hero? Are you listening to me? She's acting strangely. Concerned, I moved closer when... Okay, so that's been it for Deathmark. Thank you so much all for coming. Thank you for the stream. I really enjoy your support. This is a line about Hero I never thought I'd have to say. So let me just take some. Let me just take Let me just take some sip because, you know, like just my throat's gone a little bit dry all of a sudden. Okay, so anywho, that was delicious. Wonderful. I know I'm sorry for you to hear my chugging. My wonderful flavoured, non-brand named water. Okay. Now the game doesn't have anything that's telling me that I'm gonna see anything, and we've not seen anything. But if I see the slightest hint of anything, I'm backing the hell out. Okay, just in case. But Twitch, don't attack me. Really sorry for this. She suddenly starts taking off her clothes. Ew. Can I just say, at this moment in time, I feel really sorry for Hiro actually all of a sudden, because like, when did we find her naked and covered in snakes? She gets involved in another ghost story. These words show up on the screen. It's like, okay, you know what? I actually feel somewhat sorry for you. Yeah. I'm sorry, Hiro, you're not the lady that I asked for. Allow me to go and speak to the manager. Let's get this over with. I can't be the only one that's sitting here thinking, I really wish I brought Mashita with me now. Why couldn't I have been Mashita that brought with me, you know? Or Damon? Let's do it. Hey! Then... She looks at me seductively from top of the bed, covered in spider webs. I was waiting for you. I've been waiting for you for so long. What are you doing? Every word from her lips drips honey. No, it's not. This is not Shimio. In contrast, my voice only gets shriller. This is so not like her at all. Is this really the same Hiro? Kazuo. Hiro gracefully slides over the bed and beckons to me suggestively. What are you trying to say? Do you understand the situation we're in? What does that matter? You're here, I'm here. Isn't that enough? Is she being possessed? There's no way someone could find me attractive. It's clearly demonic possession. She's suffering from a preternaturally induced state of hypnagogic anorexia. Her pale thighs glow on the bedsheets as she poses seductively, and apparently her blood is neon. She almost looks like a spider preparing to strike at her prey. Oh, God! Fuck me sideways with a rusty spatula. We're all alone. Don't hold back. Take a good look. I'd rather not, you're not a pleasant sight. The red raincoat flashes before my eyes. Could it be Hiro is acting like this because... Is she continuing the questions from earlier? In that case, a clue would be... Remember, what did she say before? Go on. Look. Hiro suddenly starts coughing violently. It's hard to breathe. Please. My back. Pat her back, it's the only thing that's even remotely sexual. At the end of the day, as funny as this might be in context and such, this is still Hiro and she's still possessed. The instant I touch her, her coughing stops. That feels good. But I know. Hiro suddenly lowers her voice. I tried hard during college and at work not to lose to men, but I'm all alone in the end. No one ever looks my way. I'm sure you're not interested in someone like me either, Kazuo. I depend on you. Hiro's shrill laugh pitches into madness. Hey! Get it together! I shake her shoulders repeatedly, but she doesn't reply. It can't be. Is she? Her personality has suddenly and dramatically shifted, and this crazy laughter. Cold sweat drips down my neck. This is almost like... What's going on? Is someone in here? Damon? Oh, you came. Sorry I'm late. I rushed over as soon as the emergency patient was stable. Did something happen? I'm not sure, but... I quickly tell Damon what's going on. He swiftly examines the laughing Hiro and turns to me with his findings. No physical trauma, but her mind's confused. She needs to be hospitalized. We're on the 3rd floor. How do we get her out? I've learned a patient carry. We just need to get her out on our backs. Come, we need to hurry. If she's been poisoned, then time is everything. Right, I'll help. It was a bizarre and horrible night. In the end, Hiro kept cackling as we carried her out of the hotel. We put her in an ambulance and Damon rode with her to his hospital. The siren blasts through the night. Exhaustion bears down on me, and I find that I need to sit down. When I come back to my senses and look up, the rain has already stopped. The moment I get back to the mansion, I collapse on the sofa. Ugh. Fury rises within me without an outlet. Why? Why is this happening again? I'm sure I sealed Mary. So then why? Why again? The image of Hiro earlier fixes in my mind. I have to do something. Something. Her shrill laugh echoes in my ears. Use talk to continue to the next day. I'll save the game here. No joke, that was pretty freaking uncomfortable. Not just for the context of what was happening, but for Hiro's sake as well. I've got nothing to do, I'll rest for today. That's right, I have to investigate again tomorrow. Once I'm done looking things up, I should go to bed early. I heard that creak, but thankfully I don't think it was that creak that we're known for from a certain A certain person who is thankfully deep in slumber.
Never mind, I could be wrong.
I hear the rumble of something heavy moving around as I'm half asleep. Is someone here? My brain is too sluggish for thought. I couldn't say how long I slept. I remember it being dawn, but a loud noise makes me spring upright. Young eyes are staring at me. I'm so sorry. I woke you up. Suzu, what are you doing here? The room was messy, so I thought I'd clean it for you. I'm sorry I didn't ask permission first. That's not exactly what I meant. I don't know who this is, so I'm just going to go with, oh, are you awake? Oh, it's Christy. Are you awake? Jeez, are you a little too careless? Christy, you're here too? She shrugs and sighs dramatically, very nearly rolling her eyes at me. You left the front door unlocked. Were you out investigating until late? It's not good to sleep on the sofa. I guess I didn't have the energy to make it up to my bedroom last night. Was I that tired? Yeah, something like that. Take better care of yourself. Oh, do you want some coffee? No, I'm fine for now. More importantly, why are you here? I, on the other hand, will take 3 cups, thank you very much. Pumpkin spiced, 2 sugars, milk, thanks. Christy glances over at me and huffs. I'm dropping off reports from Mr. Detective. Mr. Detective? It must be research for Mashita's case. But who'd have thought Christy would listen to a request from Mashita? That man is the worst. The attitude he had when asking for a favour. Thing with Mashita, this is the important thing about him. He's always an asshole. And that might not sound like a welcoming thing, but think about it. You can count on him to be an asshole. Which would you rather have? Someone who's going to be a complete, like, oh yes, I'm totally friends with you, I'm totally going to be kind and nice and kiss your ass and agree with everything that you're saying, but the reality is they're going to turn around and stab you in the back and not really listen to what you're saying, or someone who's an asshole like Mashita, but you can count on him being an asshole. There's a whole thing like Stan Shunpike from the second Harry Potter film, I think it was, with On the Night Bus. He acts like a jerk, he acts like a moron, but he gets where you want to go. That kind of thing. If I didn't owe you, I'd have flat out told him no. Guess she didn't agree because she wanted to. I understand, but why is Suzu here too? I told her about my visit and invited her. We exchanged numbers a while back. Yes, she certainly surprised me, suddenly asking to be friends. It's the first time I've been friends with an adult. Yeah, like, that guy really doesn't fucking count. Christy whispers to me. I mean, I can't help but be worried. I have to make sure that creepy otaku isn't doing anything weird to her. Can we get some coffee cups in the chat there for or something, some sort of symbol in the chat there for Christy being a fucking absolute ace and hero. Thank you. Clams for Christy, because yeah, fuck yeah, keep the creepy otaku away. Beat the shit out of him, steal his shirt, find out where he got it from so I can get it in with a size that might actually fucking fit me. Yeah, thank you. They go after children sometimes. So that's why. She was worried because 8 is so forward. No, more likely because Suzu is too innocent. But I'm a little relieved. You didn't seem very well when I was here before, so I've been worried. I'll comfort the kid. I'm much better now. I'm glad to hear that. I wish Aita could have come with us. Trust me, like, after the events of this case, Aita has actually surpassed Hiro in the most hated character. Now, Aita's the one we want to wail on with a baseball bat. Hiro, we just kind of throw a towel over and say, look, you just stop taking off your clothes, please. Go over there. Yeah, Aita is useless as fuck. Aita is useless as fuck. Aita can't come along. Aita stays... Well, literally, he was absolutely useless. Like, when I dragged him to the phone booth and everything, he couldn't... He was too terrified to do anything. He was useless during the investigation. He was literally the red herring companion character. But he's working at the factory today. Thank fuck he got a job so he's out of the way. Sounds like Aita started working seriously. It's never too late to start something. I hope he tries hard. So moving on to the matter at hand. You heard how the owner of that hotel went missing, right? I have connections with the copy editor of that article, so I asked her. And sure enough, her expression clouds over. The hotel and rumours of its illegal services were juicy news for the media. They even knew that there was a mediator organisation managing it. The reporters looking into the flow of cash actually got some concrete proof. This telling of the story is fascinating because Christie used to be in the media herself. The things recorded in the guest books we found may have been connected. But before we talk more about it... Suzu, sorry, would you mind doing more cleaning? I've been putting it off for a long time, so the second floor is a giant mess too. Oh, okay, I can do that. I'll borrow your cleaning supplies then. Suzu skips up the stairs. Christie seems to immediately catch on. Not exactly a topic for kids' ears, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't realise. No, it really is messy up there. Anyway, tell me more. Yes, so the media at the time should have been pursuing the heart of the matter, but it's like this case was hardly reported on. The media caught wind of the story, so the police should have been briefed on it as well. It's been a few months. It's been a fair few months since then. And they all have recently started to come around and everything. Hiro, basically every mark owner. I think even I swung by a few times. It's been a long time since the final case with the marks. And yet what took place in Masquerade is shrouded in darkness. Hello there, Adrian. Hello. It seems something's behind all this. Behind? How do you mean? I don't know if this is true or not, but they had a whole list of all of Masquerade's customers. The famous politicians and businessmen were on it. And that reporter who got the proof up and went missing. A number of freelancers on the case also went missing, apparently. That's horrible. Those are the only words I can find to describe it. You're telling me it's an outrage to silence those who are seeking the truth. It's bad, but it'd at least be a little better if it was the work of regular humans. The work of regular humans? What do you mean by that? Apple pie is delicious. Cherry pie's better, though. And a cup of delicious coffee. Exactly what it sounds like. The truth is, I tell Christie about what happened yesterday. What we found in the hotel, and what happened to Hiro. The colour drains from Christie's face until she's as white as a sheet. Suzu, we're leaving. With a sudden yell, Christie stands up and prepares to leave. What? What's wrong? No one told me. What? No one said a single thing about spirits like that being involved. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I'm never going to face a spirit again. And I'm not just thinking about me. I don't want Suzu going through that either. Thinking about it, it makes sense. No one has the right to drag Christie and Suzu into a case like this. Especially me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you involved. The research you've done is enough. So don't concern yourself about it anymore. Christy looks at me in stunned surprise. No. I should be the one apologizing. I owe you. You did everything you could to save us. But we... Is something the matter? Susie re-enters the room, head tilted in confusion. I just remembered something I have to do, so we need to leave. Sorry. You can keep cleaning next time, okay? Okay, I understand. Suzu nods, though she looks suspicious. She's very perceptive. She has to have picked up the strained air between us. Well then, see you, Mr. Yashiki. Right. Thanks for coming all this way. You were a great help. I'm trying to remember there a second. Hold on. When we were in the, one moment. Sorry, I had to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze right down the microphone. But, when we were in the hotel, when Hiro was possessed, what did she call us? If she called me Kazuo, that makes sense because our name is Kazuo Yashiki. That's the default name. But if she called us Kujo, then that's my actual last name. Masamune Kujo. Yeah, if she called me Kazuo, then yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I just had a moment of panic there. I was just like, did the ghost actually call me by my real name? What the fuck? I'm very grateful. Christy quickly bows to me, her expression inscrutable. Excuse us. I'll come again sometime, okay? Suzu puts her hand together and bows politely. Yeah, that's no worries. Then she whispers in my ear so Christy can't overhear. I'm so sorry. I caught a little bit of what you were talking about earlier, so I contacted Aita. Thanks. I'm sure he'll be helpful. Oh. To be honest, I can't imagine Aita being very useful. But Suzu has good intentions, so I nod. Thanks. That helps. Suzu's the kind of girl that if she was your tag team partner in Yu-Gi-Oh! She'd activate a heavy storm to destroy all of your opponent's face downs. And your 4 face downs, like your Mirror Force and your Call of the Haunted and your Mystical Space Typhoon. Yeah, that really helped, guys, thanks. I do my best to smile as I see them out of the mansion. I wish I had Kratos' one emote of the internal screaming, because boy howdy. I need to get ready soon and head out. New info was added to the spirit file, Christie's information. Also, just to let you guys know, it is currently exactly midnight my time, which means that, considering that it was about 2 o'clock when I finished last night, because I started a little bit later, we should be good for getting this done if the game follows the same pacing as the others. So, onward and upward. Off we go to Masquerade. There really is isn't anywhere else to go or investigate, so. Are you sure it's not 6 minutes to midnight there, Synchro? I didn't think it would go for 2 days straight. soft sprinkling again tonight. Gotta set the mood for the investigation, huh? Mother Nature is just taunting me. As the time comes to get the search started, two figures finally appear. Hey, right on time. Did you get any sleep? Damon looks exhausted, probably as a result of everything that happened last night.
Hello!
Howdy! It's my turn today. Do this we shall. Banshee? I honestly never expected Banshee Aito to come help. But he definitely has some spiritual powers. Yasuoko's judgment is on point. But more importantly, how is Hiro doing? She's stable. She's showing no adverse symptoms. But she hasn't regained consciousness, and she's exhausted a lot of energy. Well, thank God for that, at least. We don't have to like her, but I don't actually want her dead now that we've warmed up to her a little bit. Even being optimistic, it isn't good. At this rate, her life could be in danger. I take everything back I just said. Is that so? I was prepared for bad news, but the situation sounds exceedingly dire laid out like that. The problem is we don't know the cause. We suspect poison, but without knowing what kind, there's nothing we can do. What's worse is we can't find a puncture wound for the injection point. You can't give her serum? Isn't that normally what you give patients when there's poison? Damon looks exasperated, or rather frustrated, as he shakes his head. So just try random antitoxins? Sure, if you want to kill her, go ahead. Even if we could get our hands on the poison, it'll take time to create the serum. We'd be too late. So there's nothing we can do. If we just had something kind of clue. Smooth. I look up at the hotel basked in a sea of neon. There isn't much hope, but we cannot despair either. Oh, that's right, just so you know. Damon looks over at me. But there was no mark on Hiro's body. I see. Which means that the nightmare isn't starting again. I sigh in relief, the frozen chunk of fear in my chest melting away. Yeah, it seems Mary's asleep for this case and is staying asleep. I did some investigating on that myself, actually. I went to the warehouse last night. And what did you find? Nothing had changed. That Paulina box was still sealed. Is that right? Well, that's good. That's the first good news I've heard in a while. I found out a little bit about poisons because there's the old ninja technique which is known as girl poison, and it's literally what it says. Basically, as ways of getting close to targets, beautiful women would be steadily injected with poisons to build up immunity over and over and over again, and as such they'd be able to basically carry poisons within their bloodstreams. They would become walking poisons, and that would mean that if they got close to their targets, such as like leaders and commanders and things like that, they could basically bed them and it would poison them. It's why, to be very, very honest, it's why a lot of people were starting to spend time sleeping with males that were very effeminate, because they were trying to avoid that exact method of execution. Yeah, it's all like pre-1800 samurais when they were doing that. The technique's mostly died out, but supposedly it still like re-emerges in most modern cultures, where it's usually taken to overblown proportions, but it was the theory that they were doing at the time. But I'm not too sure, but I think that's I can't remember what its actual name was, but yeah. Come on, you two. Come on, you two. How long are you gonna stand around chit-chatting? Let's get going already. Right. Sorry for making you wait. This is everyone for today, right? I hesitate for a second as Eta comes to mind, but this is all of us. Let's get started. Just around the corner, making my way downtown, working real fast. Let's go, let's go, let's get in the hotel, let's get in the spooky hotel. Working fast, do. Good. Time to get a move on. He's so energetic that it's more worrying than reassuring. Why is Banshee this fired up? Just an FYI, old man. This place may be abandoned, but stealing is a crime. Eta exists, me. I'm gonna head in. Her next detective gave us the request. If you do anything illegal... How dare you! I don't go around stealing things. I'm helping out of the goodness of my heart. Anyway, who cares about that? Let's get to searching. Sounds like Damon hit the bullseye. Banshee rushes ahead into the hotel as if trying to get away. As troublesome as ever. Well, he's at least reliable at times like these. By the way, Yashiki, may I ask you to do something for me? No need to be so formal about it. If something were to happen to me, please move Hiro to another hospital at once. I've spoken to another doctor I know. Okay. And then if I start acting strangely, I'll leave myself in your hands, Damon. Yes, of course. And what will we do if we're both done in? Good question. Guess it'll be up to that grumpy detective. Right. Let's have him take care of it. Come on. We can't let that guy wander alone. Went inside hotel. Passing the doorway just as we duck inside. Making my way downtown, working real fast. Whoa, it's still all fancy in here. Banshee's... Good guess there, me. Banshee's cheerful voice hits us as soon as we step inside. Maybe I could make this my second home. Oh, what's this glass case about? Talking to himself, he starts rummaging around. I already warned you once, old man. We're not here to play. I don't think Banshee's listening. As Banshee putters around by himself, he reminds me of what happened to Hiro yesterday. We should stick together as much as possible. It's dangerous to go alone. Yeah, you're right. Hey, old man, are you listening? I have ears! He hears us alright, but clearly won't listen. Good grief. Or for those of you who have seen Danger Mouse, good grief. So Yashiki, you searched up to the 3rd floor yesterday, which means we should look through the 4th floor and above today. Yeah, that's right, but is there a problem with that plan? When we went up the stairs to the 4th floor, we just ended up back on the 3rd again. I tell him about the mysterious phenomenon we encountered yesterday. Are you sure you weren't just confused? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was real. And then we're in trouble. Is there no other way to get up to the 4th floor? What are you talking about? There's a way right over there. Easy. Banshee unexpectedly butts in. What do you mean? That thing right there, see? Do you bumpkins not know what an elevator is? Damon lets out an irritated groan. Old man, you know elevators need electricity to work, don't you? Do you think this hotel has any power? If there isn't any, then all you gotta do is make it so that there is. There are devices that control electricity. I should know. I'm an expert. Oh, really? Is that so? Damon sighs. I think he's lost the will to argue. I guess I'll just have to find the device thing myself then. He heads off. after I had told him not to wander away from the others. I just ask you to not go off by yourself. Banshee, I'm begging you, stay... I don't get to finish my sentence. A splitting pain pierces my head, and I fall to my knees.
Yashiki, what's wrong?
My head. Suddenly.
Do you get chronic migraines? Do you have any medicine on you?
No, I don't think that's it. My head is just throbbing.
A pulsing headache? If you don't have any medicine, then icing it is best. I'll go buy something from the vending machine. Sit here until I come back. Don't try to stand, you could fall over.
I sink to the floor, unable to even reply. Before long, Damon returns with a cold bottle of water, but... strangely enough, my headache completely vanished while he was gone. It's hard to believe that a pain that intense would disappear so easily, but it did. Damon doesn't seem particularly surprised when I tell him.
No, it's not that odd. After all, we haven't clarified what caused the headache in the first place. I'm sure it's just exhaustion. You didn't sleep much yesterday, did you?
Damon stopped calling me out. That's true. I can't exactly say I got much rest. Game me, can you stop calling me out?
When you're under continuous stress, it's possible to get sudden headaches. Once you get home, you should take a bath or something to relax.
Okay, I'll try that. All of that's common sense, but it carries weight coming from the doctor.
By the way...
Damon looks around, puzzled.
Where's old man Banshee?
Huh? I whip my head around, searching. But Banshee's nowhere to be found.
Jeez, already? I give up.
We don't need him. Find him. Which one do you want, guys? We'll find him soon, or I hope he's okay, because I really don't think it's going to be we'll find him. Listen, if you don't want me to pick we don't need him, I'm going to need a donation, you know, $5 PayPal. I'm kidding. We'll find him soon, or I hope he's okay. We'll find him. We'll find him soon, okay?
Let's hope so. I'm quite worried. But there's nothing we can do. We'll let him do what he wants. As long as it's a proper investigation, the detective should have no complaints.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Banshee gets possessed by a stripper. He's able to take off all the paint. There are pictures of the guest rooms on the wall. It's a display case holding various products. A painting is clearly out of place amongst them. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. Seems like it's these pictures are all people at different ages. I press the button repeatedly, but the elevator doesn't respond, nor does the door open. Open the door and move forward. Up the stairs. It's the door to the elevator. I shine my flashlight through the safety window. I can see inside the elevator. It seems to be stopped on the second floor. We're on the second floor, so let's try again. Let's try this with, what's his face? I try pulling on the door. It moves slightly if I put all my weight into it. It's impossible to open alone, but if I had some help, I might be able to force it open. Want to give it a try? Lend me a hand.
Alright. I'll show you what I'm capable of now that I've gotten healthier.
On my count. 1, 2...
We muster all our strength and try 2 or 3 times to force the doors open. Then... Whoa! There's the sound of something snapping, and the doors suddenly slide open.
Did we break it?
Maybe. It's probably still okay. But now we can search inside the elevator. Let's go on in. I mean, I guess. I'm gonna have a quick look in these other rooms, though. Right, this wasn't the one there. This wasn't the room where Hero was. This was a different room. So I'm just looking around. In my search to see if anything is inside, I only get dust on my fingers. Okay, so there's nothing in that room. Oh yeah, it was the 3rd floor, I remember now. Here we go. I see what looks like paper under the bed. I try pulling on it, but it doesn't budge. I'll have to lift the bed up a little more if I want to get it out. What do you think? Can you lift this?
Well, I can at least hold it up.
I'll just have to give it a try. And make sure you don't hurt your back. 1, 2, 3! We both lift the bed up together. I managed to drag the object out with my foot. I've got it. We can put it down now.
I worked up a sweat. So what did you find?
Got contraceptive. Strange it hasn't been found until now. Well, at least it hasn't been used. Command break the seal. Range long. A contraceptive for men. It was found unopened under a bed. What the fuck? Okay. The power cord and phone line have both been cut. The phone can't be used. A Venetian mask with a creepy expression hanging on the wall. Were they hung there to match the hotel's theme? It's still really creepy. Range long. Well, yeah, it's elasticated so you can, like, fling it like a rubber band. No, Crater, the thing is that it's supposed to actually have a D on it, not an L. In more ways than one. The mirror is stained but still functional. I can see myself in it. I peer into the mirror in the dark. I don't see anything, but it still creeps me out. I'll get back investigating. Okay, so into the elevator, I guess it is to look. Got in elevator. Manually opening the doors with my hands and stepping in feels really weird. Damon conscientiously closes the door once he comes inside. Doesn't leaving an elevator door open concern you? Ah, true. I think it was just habit that I didn't think about it. Still, are those spider webs on the ceiling? Yeah, looks like it. An enclosed area such as this would be a good place to spin a web. Now then, where should we check first?
Dinko, I'm sorry to say this and sound like sunshine here, but that wasn't a face, was it?
Oh. There are cables coming out of the hole in the top. Looks like a light used to be here but was taken down for whatever reason. There's a small keyhole above the operating buttons. I take out the spoon. What do I do with it? I don't have any particularly good ideas. Just jam it in the lock. I peer into the keyhole. Oh, that's the elevator's fire switch. If you stick the key in and turn it, it activates the elevator even in emergencies. Emergencies? What kind? I don't really recall. I think it can make the elevator move without closing the doors. According to Damon, normal elevators stop moving if their doors are broken. But supposing you needed to use it during an emergency, you'd need the key. Well, this seems like a good time to use that. We did force the doors open after all. If we broke them while doing that, we might need to use the fire switch. Still, you're pretty well informed. I learned that during a disaster drill when I worked at a larger hospital. We were lecturing to prepare us for anything that might happen. So that's why he knows so much. Do you have a key you think we can use? You should try it. Oh! I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check the keys on it. I find a small key that has the words fire engraved on it. Nice. I stick it in the fire switch. I slowly turn it to the on position, but I can't turn it. It doesn't seem lubricated enough. If I try to force it, it might break. I think that's the right key, but you might need to put some oil on it. I take out the contraceptive. What should I do with it? I can't think of a way to use it. You poor innocent summer child. It's the elevator button panel. There are buttons for the first floor to the 5th. I push one of the buttons. As I thought, nothing happens. Huh. It lists room numbers from the 1st floor to the 6th. So the VIP room is on the 6th floor? It's the only one with a different colour. Wait. Is it just me or is something off? It is indeed odd. The buttons only go up to the 5th floor. And yet... the floor guide says that there's a 6th floor. That is quite concerning. Maybe you can only get to the 6th floor by using the stairs. I don't think so. It says the 6th floor has the deluxe suite. I've never heard of a VIP room that you can only get to using the stairs. That's a good point. They wouldn't make their guests of honor use the stairs. But then... what does this discrepancy mean? I suddenly remember how Banshee was fixated on the elevator. Like he somehow knew it held a secret all along. In the end, we'll just have to try to get it moving. Huh? Get what moving? This elevator. Like what Banshee was saying. Damon stares at me, his face a mask of utter disbelief. You know Banshee has mysterious powers. Maybe we just need to bet on them. Though his idea has a huge hole in it, the problem is how do we go about getting it to move? I don't have the slightest idea. I see now. I thought he was going to get irritated with me, but Damon thinks about something for a while. Then, he slowly starts talking. Yeah, Shiki, to be honest, I've been giving it a lot of thought since then. A lot of thought to what? Why we survived. Or more, why the spirits were vanquished. I've been considering the reason. It's surprising to hear him talking about that. He speaks as if recounting something painful. The reason why. It's clear that nothing physical was behind it. I get the feeling that they were vanquished for a more meaningful reason. Otherwise that soldier wouldn't have crumbled just from one hit with a chisel. Which leads me to one answer. The fights we experienced with the spirits weren't actual fights. More rituals with certain conventions. Rituals? Yes, just like religious ceremonies. Rituals that are presented to the spirits. A ritual is a reenactment of something. Obviously it doesn't actually take place, but maybe going through the motions satisfies those on the other side. Then one's purpose is accomplished. In our case, the spirits were vanquished. And the marks disappeared. It's all conceptual, but it's a convincing argument, especially for those with personal experience. For example, we vanquished Hanahiko with lipstick in a hand mirror. But we were essentially reenacting his memories of his mother. And if you define a ritual as a reenactment, then that'd mean our fights were rituals. I understand that, but... does this require a ritual too? That was my point. We must fix the elevator, that much is clear. But perhaps we only need a ritual. In other words, go through the motions. So he's saying we need to perform some kind of ritual to get the elevator moving? It's almost like playing house. But this isn't playtime, rituals are serious. The doctor is telling the occultist about rituals being serious. Fuck off. No adult would get excited over a groundbreaking ceremony. Ah, true. If this is the work of a being caught up in some delusion, like the spirits, a ritual might make something happen. The investigation was entrusted to you, therefore I leave the decision to you. Oh, thank you, Damon. I am so glad that you are leaving something to me. New info was added to the spirit file repairing ritual. So basically what he's saying is that if we find a way of repairing the ritual, like repairing the electricity or something like that, if we do something that makes it seem like we're pretending to play it, to repair it, then we might be able to repair it. When we return to the 3rd floor... this is interesting. Banshee is there. He's appreciating a painting on the wall and mumbling something. What's so interesting about that painting? What are you doing? You aren't planning on stealing that, are you? Even I can tell this painting ain't worth a dime. I was just giving it a good look-see. These paintings seem to have a specific order to view them. See ya, I'm gonna look somewhere else. Banshee disappears towards the stairs. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane. The one on the bottom floor was someone in a wedding dress. It's an object with an iron cover. I think it's some kind of electrical device. I open the cover and peek inside. I don't know the actual name for it, but I find a device that looks like a circuit board. And of course, it's broken. We'll have to fix this if we want to get the elevator moving. Just like the old man said, it normally doesn't move without electricity. Of course, we don't have to actually fix it, so long as we can get it moving. We'll only be performing a repairing ritual. That's all we can do. By the way, Yashiki. Damon's face pales further as he groans. This stuff hanging everywhere.
I think it's human hair. Sweat drips down my back.
It certainly does look that way.
Well, we can only ignore it for now. Yeah, good idea. Trying to put it from my mind, I reach out to the circuit board. Just then I notice something weird. What's that noise? When I hold my head close to the circuit board, I hear a faint buzzing. It's coming from the circuit board. Something might be vibrating inside it. That's often the case with electrical devices. You're right. It's vibrating. Touching the case with my fingers, I can feel the vibration. He was right. The board is vibrating. So that must be why. Damon nods to himself. There aren't any spider webs here. What do you mean?
Nothing. I'd expected this place to be covered with spider webs like the elevator. It was strange to see it wasn't. It's probably because of this noise. Spiders hate small vibrations like this.
That might be what we need the massager for. Andrew, actually, we did find a mini massager, which is one of those ones that that's got the ball bearings on it that you use for like your massaging your shoulders and everything. So I'm thinking that that's one of the things we might have to use at some point if there are more spiders, because it seems like Little Red Riding Hood might be more of a reference to a very classical, old kind of ghost, namely the Juragumo, Spider Woman.
I've heard that's why they don't spin webs by motors or things like that.
Huh.
It's not really relevant. It's really fucking relevant. Now what should we do about this?
New info was added to the spirit file circuit breaker. I take out the contraceptive. This isn't its original purpose, but it's still rubbery. If I stretch it, it should work like a rubber band. I stretch the contraceptive with both hands and hook it onto the switch. It takes more strength than I expected. I managed to connect the ends and fix the switch in place.
Huh. You're pretty imaginative.
I use the contraceptive to repair the circuit breaker. Contraceptive is attached to the circuit board. Take it off now, leave it. Can I call the elevator? I shine my flashlight through the safety window. There's only empty darkness inside. The elevator must not be stopped on this floor. I try pulling on the elevator door. It moves slightly if I put all my weight into it. But based on what I can see from the window, the elevator isn't on this floor. Opening it just makes it easy to fall to the bottom. Okay. Open the door. Yeah, I'm gonna check the rooms anyway. Stepped in and a trapdoor was there. God, I still hate this room. A Spanish donkey lies in the corner of the room. I don't want to imagine what it was used for. The part that looks like it was the neck is broken and the head is missing. There's a door leading to the bathroom, but it won't open, so it must be broken. I wonder what tools I've got. I take out the credit card. What do I do with it? I don't have any particularly good ideas. Okay, let's try again. I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check it to see if any of the keys fits. But none of them seem to work. I take out the spoon. I've taken it out, but I can't think of a way to use it. I put my hand on the door and try pulling. But it doesn't move at all.
I see. Try opening it while pushing from another direction.
Which direction is that?
One not involved with it opening or closing, so from the side. Try pulling on the frame again, and I'll try out my idea. I pull on it again, as I'm told. Damon puts his hand on the side of the knob and leans his weight towards the hinge. Then, the door, which had stubbornly refused to open, now abruptly pops open. Oh. Wow, it actually opened. Just a little life wisdom. I live in an old traditional house, so I deal with my fair share of troublesome doors. Makes sense. You never know what's going to come in handy. There might be something inside. After all, this guest room seems different. Yeah, we should be careful. Open the door to the bathroom. Anyway, there are dark red stains by the sink drain. It seems to be dried blood. Someone must have lost a lot of blood going by how much is on the floor. What the hell happened here? There's a shelf stuck to the wall. I checked through all the bottles on the shelf. I found a tube that still has something left inside. Maybe toothpaste? I look at the label. Got Vaseline. Okay. White petroleum, huh? It's used as lubricant and moisturizers. Huh. Might come in handy. Toilet sectioned off with a glass door. I go inside and flush the toilet. The toilet lets out a horrible coughing noise and spits up some black water. When I look up, I notice something stuck on the side of the tank. Been a while since I've seen one of these. Found a worn-out talisman. When I pick up the worn-out talisman, I feel warmth flow through me. Got soul power. The worn-out talisman crumbles silently in my hand. There's a bathroom sectioned off with glass. It looks like it has a rather extravagant bathtub. I step inside and dig around in the bathtub. I immediately notice a large object that looks like a small log. What's this? I stare at it until I realize what it is. Got wooden horse head? Damon seems shocked. It might be a little late to saying this, but I really loved The Godfather. You really are impressive, Yashiki. Thanks. That came a bit out of left field, but okay. Anyone else hear something there for a second? Just for a second. The Spanish donkey lies in the corner of the room. I don't want to imagine what it was used for. The part that looks like it was the neck is broken and the head is missing. Inside the glass are whips and ropes. They're rather shoddily made. I doubt they would survive being used. There's an unnatural space along the wall. Going by the stain, it's likely something once hung here. Okay, let me just double check the bag. A tube of Vaseline that's sold as moisturizing cream. Besides rubbing it on your skin, it can be used on machines to prevent rusting or as a lubricating oil. Yeah, also, by the way, little fun fact, forgive me for saying the not safe for work thing, but if you ever use protection and you use Vaseline, be very, very careful, because Vaseline can degrade the rubbers that are used in latex and such. Command smear range long. A wooden horse's head. A discolored wooden horse's head. The neck looks like it was attached to a body before it was broken off. It was submerged in dirty water so long that it stinks slightly. Okay. Opened the door to the guest room and walked inside. Alright,
this was the room where she was going all freaking weird on us. So let's check the bathroom first. Okay. A thin layer of dust coats the mirror everywhere but one spot which is wiped clean. If I squint, the clean portion looks like a hand. Does it belong to someone who snuck in here, or is it the work of something else? So this was the room where Hero went all flippin' nutsy cuckoo on us. A large air conditioning unit is tinted yellow, maybe from tobacco resin. The vase holds some cheap fake flowers. Nope, absolutely nothing else in this room. So weird. So okay, we're on the 3rd floor and this is Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane, so that's the last one we need to view. Ugh, thanks, Crater. Which one's this one? Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. Gazing at a man, wedding... Right. Okay. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. There we go, down. There's a display case holding various products. A painting is clearly out of place amongst them. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. By the way, guys, I'm not ignoring some of your jokes and some of your comments. I am seeing most of them, and I'm not ignoring them. It's just that this is something that I do get a little bit like uncomfortable dealing with, like because of the atmosphere. Like, if this was just a standard like hotel like this, I probably wouldn't be that bothered. But because it involves what's happened with Little Red Riding Hood, you know, schoolgirl prostitution and everything, it's something where like it sours it a little bit for me for like that kind of thing. So that's kind of why I'm in the atmosphere a bit more. But yeah, it's just I checked all of them. I said I've checked all of them and I've reviewed them all in a certain order. Yeah. Like I said, don't worry, I'm not trying to be like all, oh my god, super serial, like with it all and everything, like oh my goodness, I've got to take this game seriously. It's just the way that I am when it comes to things like this. Okay, so now we're in the elevator. Can we use it? Okay. Tool. Vaseline. I smear the Vaseline around the keyhole. It's also kind of funny because like it shows how different people get raised and such. When I went to high school, people were making comments about Vaseline and like, oh, it's used as a lubricant and such, and like her. But I was so used to Vaseline being something that was in our household because my dad's got very bad skin because of an accident that happened when he was younger, so he uses it to treat his back wounds and such. I used to have very bad eczema on my elbows. So I used to treat that with Vaseline when it was really bad, and mostly like bathing it in salt water, like the waters that you get over in Spain. That's very, very good for treating bad skin conditions and such. So it's just kind of one of those weird things where you kind of like, depending on how you were raised and like the different experiences, people can see something like that and instantly their mind goes somewhere lewd, and then other people are like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I guess with Damon as well. Oh yeah, it's nothing more than a replacement model, but it's better than nothing. Tool, emergency keyring. I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check the keys on it. I find a small key that has the word fire engraved on it. I stick it in the fire switch. I slowly turn it to the on position. Something clicks. But nothing happens. Seems like I'll need something else to get the elevator moving. I take the emergency keyring out of the keyhole. I touch the keyhole. Some of the Vaseline I smeared earlier gets on my fingers. It's a fire switch. Damon says I can use the emergency key.
Huh.
Well, now I am. Now I am confused. There are pictures of the guest rooms on the wall. There's a door to the elevator. I shine my flashlight through the safety window. There's only empty darkness inside. The elevator must not be stopped on this floor. I'm going to quickly wander outside just to see if there's anything I can check. Nope. Okay, back in I go. It's a display case holding various products. A painting is clearly out of place amongst them. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. Wedding gown. Maybe I got the order wrong. Let me just... This is the one where she's looking at the man. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. I need to go up to the 3rd floor anyway, so I'm just going to try. Masquerade wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane. The contraceptive is attached to the circuit board. Take it off. I take off the contraceptive and put it in my bag. The damaged circuit here. I take out the spoon, but what do I do with it? I don't have any particularly good ideas. The wooden horse's head. I've taken it out, but I can't think of a way of using it. I take out the contraceptive. This isn't its original purpose, but it's still rubber. If I stretch it, it should work like a rubber band. I stretch the contraceptive with both hands and hook it onto the switch. It takes more strength than I expected. I managed to connect the ends and fix the switch in place. Huh, you're pretty imaginative. I use the contraceptive to prepare the circuit breaker. Well now. Opened the door to the guest room and walked inside. Pretty sure those, but I can't use it on the donkey, that's the thing. A Spanish donkey lies in the corner of the room. I don't want to imagine what it was used for. The part looks like it was the neck is broken and the head is missing. I wonder... Go in elevator. There are cables coming out of the hole in the top. Looks like a light used to be here, but it was taken down for whatever reason. Okay. It's the elevator button panel. There are buttons for the 1st floor to the 5th. I push one of the buttons. As I thought, nothing happens. I take out the spoon, but what should I do with it? I can't think of a way to use it. I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check the keys on it. I find a small key that has the word fire engraved on it. I stick it in the fire switch. I slowly turn it to the on position. Something clicks, but nothing happens.
Seems like I'll need something else to get the elevator moving. I take the emergency keyring out of the keyhole. Okay. It's a hotel tour guide. It lists room numbers from the first floor to the sixth. The sixth floor is in a different colour, so there could be a special room there. It lists room numbers from the first floor to the sixth. Touching it coats my fingers with dust. The sixth floor is in a different colour, so there could be a special room there. I take out the credit card. I've taken it out, but I can't think of a way to use it. Well now, this has got me a little perplexed. A chandelier. It's dusty, spoiling its beauty. Opened the door to the guest room and walked inside. Iron bars covering the window. The sturdy iron bars seem to be a little much if they're only there to stop people from falling. I put one hand in the bed and lean my weight on it. The spring simply creaks fruitlessly. Kane loved the wedding gown, is that what you're thinking? Kane loved the wedding gown, okay. So is there anything I can get dust on my fingers? Let's try it. Coat the elevator in Vaseline? Of course, that's it. It's genius. We're just going to have to be really, really economical with it, but we'll use it. Nope, sorry. Went the wrong one. Right, so that one is... We're on the second floor, right, so upwards. Hey Lambo, how you doing? Let's try it that way then, right, so it's... Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane. Now, first floor. Yep, okay. No, we'll do the first floor because I think that's it. Because that's her in the wedding dress. So we'll try that. It's a display case holding various products. A painting is clearly out of place amongst them. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. Okay. Then we go up. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. I've just realised there's something I haven't tried to do yet. This is the third floor. So we're definitely here. There's an unnatural space along the wall. Going by the stain, it's likely something once hung here. Open the door to the bathroom. Let's double check this. There are dark red stains by the sink drain. It seems to be dried blood. Someone must have lost a lot of blood going by how much is on the floor. What the hell happened here?
that might be what I'll try then. I'll try that one. So it's this one. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman walking with a cane. Then it's second floor to her looking at the man. Cane, love and gown. That's a picture of a masked woman gazing at a man. Okay. And then we go down to the basement and we see if there's anything there. Like, well, let's go down to the bottom ground. It's a display case holding various products. A painting is clearly out of place amongst them. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked woman wearing a wedding gown. I press the button repeatedly, but the elevator doesn't respond, nor does the door open. There must be something somewhere around here that I'm missing. Right, so we'll just double check this, just to double check this with you guys. There's absolutely nothing around here that I can check. There's that there. I can't go in there anymore. I can't go in there. This just says there are pictures of the guest rooms on the wall. So we all agree that this floor is dead ski. So we don't go to this floor. It was the elevator. It was the thing that takes you to the elevator synchro. But because the elevator isn't working, you know, we can't get the elevator working at this point, so we got in the elevator here. Every time we try and put the key in, it doesn't work, so we need to do something else. A plaque or something. Okay, yeah, if you think you've spotted something, off we go. Right, there are pictures of the guest rooms on the wall. Right, and that is this here. The plaque. What plaque? This thing here? See, my screen doesn't show that. My screen doesn't show that. My screen is literally just cropped off. Like, you see where that red wire is on the left? The one that's pointing down? Mine doesn't show it, so thank you very much, guys. So, let's see what I've got here, then. I will try and use the spoon, then. Because, look, there's a bit there broken on that bar, so... Metal conducts electricity, right? I see, so electricity will be able to pass through that. Yeah. I'm not sure it'll actually work, though. It might be enough for what we're trying to accomplish right now. You guys did help, thank you. I forced the spoon behind the copper bar, and it sticks in place rather nicely. I used the spoon to repair the circuit breaker. Okay, thank you guys. If you see anything like that around the edges, please let me know, because that really helps. By your powers combined, you have achieved 1 brain cell. Let's try it. Okay, guys. Let's go. I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check the keys on it. I find a small key that has the word fire engraved on it. I stick it in the fire switch. I slowly turn it to the on position. Something clicks. Then... Whoa! The elevator automatically moves to the 1st floor. Damon groans as he wipes sweat off his face. I can't believe it. It actually moved. Wait a second. Thank you very much, by the way, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because I couldn't see it. You're the one who suggested we do a ritual. I suppose so. Still, I'm shocked. But now finally... Yeah. We might be able to go above the 3rd floor. Exactly. I wonder what we'll find. So before everything, I'm just going to quickly save the game because that took a while, and I'm like, no, my dudes, we need to get this done tonight. So we've got another, well, I say another hour, but as long as we keep the pace going strong in that hour, we should be okay, depending if this is supposed to be the same length as everything else. Go to the 4th floor. The elevator has stopped at the 4th floor. Looks like we managed to make it up here. Yeah, let's go. Still double checking. Here we go, new ground, guys. The gloomy hallway stretches out ahead of us. It doesn't look all that different from the lower floors. And another picture. That's why they didn't make any sense. Gah. It's her. A red raincoat appears in the darkness. My grip on the flashlight becomes sweaty. That's... Damon takes a step back. Sir, other people are unnecessary. You're the only one I want to see, sir. I don't like gross or scary things. She's calling me sir again. It seems like she'll listen to what I have to say. I should try asking her something this time. Anything really, I just need a clue. Anything that can help save Hiru, who's suffering in pain at this very moment. Okay. Mind made up. I take a deep breath, but... Damon stumbles over something and falls. Hey. You okay?
Sorry, nothing's
Huh? Damon falls silent as he tries to stand. I look over at him and immediately see it. The thing Damon stumbled over is... Damon instinctively scrambles back. What is that? Something that looks like a giant cocoon is sticking to the floor. I can see a scarf and hat entangled in the glittering thread. They look familiar. No. Can't be. Banshee? Old man. You're kidding. Banshee, can you hear me? Please say something. I hear a muffled voice from the cocoon. He's alive. Spiders? I quickly move to shoo them away. But I see a red figure out of the corner of my eye. Damon's so panicked he's unintelligible, but I know what he's trying to say. Escaping to the elevator is our only choice. Go! Go! Together we rip Banshee up off the floor. Got it in one sniz, thanks for coming. Carrying him like a log, we stumble to the elevator. We fall into the elevator and I repeatedly slam the button for the first floor. Banshee, can you hear me? Hey! Say something! Damon tries to give Banshee medical treatment. Damn it. He's no longer responding, his body's gone rigid. As Damon focuses on helping Banshee, I see something black squirming by his shoulder.
Damon? Huh? I blink, and suddenly the entire elevator is filled with wriggling shadows. They come in one after another. A swarm of spiders is coming. What do I do? Yell loudly. Sound vibrations. I bend over and yell loud enough to wreck my throat. The spiders visible stop moving for a moment. They're still coming. We need something stronger. The mini massager. I take the massager out of my bag, press it against the wall and turn it on. A growling vibration runs through the walls. The spiders suddenly start acting strangely. The creatures vanish instantly, as if they'd only been a mirage. What's going on? Yeah, I was desperate, but I can't believe that thing had a big enough vibration to scare them. As I'm puzzling out why. Huh? Something slams into the elevator door hard. Hurry up and get the elevator going. Right, I need to hit a button. But then I realize I already pushed the button a ton of times. I press the button for the first floor again. It only clicks. This metal box is stranding us. Why isn't it moving? No. It's her. Hurry, hurry! It's obvious who she is. Move! I pray silently as I jam the button. Then... Huh? We stumble out of the elevator without checking to see where we've stopped. We're in the first floor lobby. Did we escape? Yeah. For whatever reason, the elevator decided to move at the very last second. I doubt my praying actually worked, but I'm not sure what happened, but I think we're safe. I breathe a sigh of relief, and a figure appears in the gloom. Why were you guys in there? Hater. You're both covered in sweat. Did something happen? Of course something... Huh? Wait, Aita, did you call the elevator down here? What? Yeah, I mean it looked like it worked, so Did I do something wrong? Aita holds himself back timidly. It sounds like he thinks I'm mad at him. Damon silently steps up to him and suddenly gives him a hug. Thank you. Thank you, Aita. Well done. If you hadn't have been here, we would have... True, you couldn't have asked for better timing. Imagine if the elevator doors open and there's Mary just like, for God's sake, Lord Yashiki, how on earth are you going to deal with all of these spirits if you can't even get out of an elevator? I can't be more grateful that Suzu contacted Aita. Big brain moment here, but Suzu's got more sensory powers. Did she sense that Aita was going to be useful somehow, even just by pressing one single button? Big brain moment there. Oof. What's more important right now? Oh, that's right. He needs emergency treatment. Come help me with him, Asa. Okay. Completely clueless, Ata helps us drag the white lump out of the elevator.
Oh god, he's still covered in that much webbing. What is this creepy thing?
I hesitate for a moment before I reply, but he should know. Banshee Ito, the old man from the underground shelter.
What?
Whoa, idiot, don't drop him! I don't get back to Cujo Mansion until almost midnight, meaning I travelled back in time at least 1 hour and 45 minutes. My exhausted body groans in pain as I collapse onto the sofa. My head feels heavy, like it's in a fog. To top it off, things are worse than yesterday now. Banshee was sent to Damon's hospital and immediately admitted. He's no longer conscious, and untrained eyes would say he's just sleeping, but... And also just say I'm grateful that he's at Damon's because he's able to get the treatment. I don't know if they have private health insurance or if they have national health insurance over in Japan, but with Banshee being unemployed and homeless, he might not have been able to afford any treatment any other way. So, yeah, he's in the right place because Damon can just authorize it. He's actually fallen into a deep coma. His condition is very serious. To be honest, I wanted to go along and do something to help, but Damon chased me out of the hospital. He said I'm overworked and sleep deprived. Ata stayed behind at least. Not that he's replacing me, but it's good he's there. I'm frustrated with myself for thinking he'd be useless. Once everything is over, I'll definitely need to thank Suzu. Here's the thing, even if they're not at the hotel, she's gonna feed on their souls, basically. Their life force. Just so that she can keep doing whatever it is that she's doing. Think about how many souls have crossed over that threshold at some point. Random people that have just wandered in, that she's claimed, under the illusion of looking for her sensei. First Hiro, now Banshee. At this rate, even if I keep investigating, if I don't find any clues, thinking about it makes my stomach hurt. Those two might never recover. And that's just assuming their conditions stabilize. Yeah, slit-mouthed woman. The Hariogano. The Fettucciona. All cases where a ghost follows you home, or the yellow umbrella. A ghost will appear in the street of a young child in the pouring rain. They will ask you if... Well, the full legend is they will ask you if you have an umbrella for them, because they've lost theirs. You have to find their umbrella and give it back to them, otherwise they will kill you and use your skin to make a new umbrella. Well, unfortunately, the extension of that rumour is that there were two children that were asked about it. By children, I mean like they were like 15, 16. And they both were asked to find the umbrella, which would mean that only one of them would be able to survive. The other one suggested that, one of them suggested that they both give the child the umbrella. But at the last minute, the other friend, jealous because their friend was so much better than them at everything, pushed them in front of the bus that was passing, killing them, leaving only their arm still attached to the umbrella. Thinking that they were free, they gave the ghost the umbrella,
only for a month or so later for them to be walking in the street in the rain and they were confronted by a different child. A one-armed child saying, "Give me back my umbrella." If they get worse, something even more terrible could happen. I put my head in my hands and sigh. The red raincoat flashes in the darkness. What should I do? How do I have to keep investigating tomorrow. Once I finish looking through these documents, I should head straight to bed. I'm gonna save the game again because, you know, we're getting... just in case there's any issues or what have you with the file, because like I said, this mission, the thing that gets me is, unfortunately with this case, is that it's very easy for it to be that they could all pass away or something could happen to them because of the fact that, well, there's no story after this. Also, 1 second, be right back, because little Marley's decided he wants to go, and he's all like, I want to get involved with the spookings, so 1 second, be right back. Good evening, Lord Crater. I found you. Mary found you, Crater. I'm not gonna lie, can you imagine how, like, freaking terrifying that would be? Crater opens their window, they look outside, they see absolutely nothing there, looking down, and then they suddenly look up at eye level and there's Mary's face looking at them. Just this image of this doll hovering 5 stories up. I need to go to bed early and rest. Early morning. And I get the worst wake-up call ever. Where are you, Lord Crater? A severe pain threatens to split my head. The mysterious headache from yesterday is back with a vengeance. I meant to go to Damon's hospital to see Hero and Banshee while it was light out. Ugh. Spots flash before my eyes. I can't even sit up. I pull the sheets up and wait for it to pass. She saw the light from your window and she knows where you are now, Crater. I'm only just able to move by the time the sun is setting. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Sounds like rain again. Great. I press my fingers to my temple to check. The whirlwind of pain has once again disappeared without a trace. I sigh. Nishita calls as I'm making coffee in the kitchen. Hey, bastard face, how are you? He says he'll come along for tonight's investigation. Late last night and the night before, Tommy knockers knocking at my door. Don't know how they found me, don't know when. I'm so scared of the Tommy knocker men. He must have finally wrapped up his other cases. He mentioned that he dropped by the hospital in between cases to see Hiro and Banshee. Seems they went berserk when they awoke and are now restrained. They refuse to eat. Relying on IVs won't work forever. I didn't expect the report to be good, but... this is a critical point in the case. Before he hangs up, Mashita utters a warning. Then this is the 11th hour. Bold of everyone in the chat to assume that that's Crater that keeps coming back and typing on the keys. Mashita doesn't offer a reply. The red lights outside the rain-soaked window are hazy like a wilting flower. It's time to head out. Time to get ready and head to Masquerade. Mashita should be meeting me there today. I'll get an earful if I'm late. And off we go to Masquerade. I park the car in the parking lot, as always, and walk over to the street in the rain. I pass down the familiar road to hotel. To hotel.
遅いぞ。何してやがった？
You're late. What were you doing? A man in a trench coat cuts an imposing figure on the wet street corner glittering in lights. You know damn well time is of the essence right now. Damon's prepared for the worst too. He's made arrangements to transfer them. Transfer them? Oh. They must be in pretty bad condition then. And I didn't mention this over the phone, but I met someone at Damon's hospital. I ran into Sho Nagashima. Well, it's nice to hear that it's quiet, Crater. Sho? What was he doing there? Some of his gang hangs out there here. I guess we're a hot topic with them. They've seen people in and out of the hotel. Nagashima heard about it and figured they were talking about you. Harry's taking me out of my sister's great. She's probably in town where tell her reality to follow. He contacted the fortune teller and well, so now Sho knows about the case too. Why didn't she just keep quiet? That old lady hands out business cards to anyone and everyone. It's a real pain. So did you talk to Sho? Oh, why would I? He cornered me asking for information on the case, but I drove him off. Remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that I'm out to kill you. If you sit at a corner, then you can see the entire room. Yes, but if you're wearing a hoodie, the man's gonna appear behind your head in the shadows of your hoodie. I suddenly feel uneasy. You didn't say anything unnecessary, did you? Of course not. I just said to stay out of grown-up matters. That's funny, man. They think the same thing about me. For just a moment, my vision tunnels, and a blood vessel in my head throbs. Something wrong? No. I'm fine. You will fight a spirit, bitch. You can't even fight beer. I'm sure he doesn't want Sho involved either, but he really should have considered his words more carefully. I hear footsteps coming up behind me. It can't be Sho. I raise my head with a sudden sense of dread. But it's only Moe Watanabe. Thank goodness, you're here after all. Good thing I came straight here. This just got really bad. I got the results you asked me for. I look at her blankly for a moment, but then I remember I asked her to use her connections to investigate the rooms. Right, thanks. Mo, don't go in that building. Please, please do not go in that building. Do not go in that building. There's no time. Give us the short version. Oh, okay. Then I'll only cover the really important parts. I heard something amazing from someone who was there at the time. What, like a hotel employee? No, not like that. Jeez. When I say someone who was there, I obviously mean one of the high school girls who was up to no good. This is the deep stuff. This is the stuff that, like, is the core of this. This is good. Oh, like, horrible meaning, but this is the stuff that we need to know. Huh? You talked to one? So I lost my phone. It's okay, Crater. Just reach under the bed. Mary will hand it to you. This is legit, right? Oh, this is legit, right? Even Mashita's interested. Only the people who used Masquerade really know what happened there. Hearing from someone involved is best. Yeah, her name's Akko. The editorial department helped me track her down. She went to a nearby high school and did this part-time job, apparently. And what's really important is what Akko said about her classmate, S-Ko. Moe pulls a voice recorder from her bag and hits the play button. I have one of these. I have an old, actual cassette one. I need to repair that. It got damaged during a ghost investigation. Yeah, a friend introduced me to a part-time job. It was whimsical. I mean, I just did it on a whim. Yeah, so we're supposed to meet at that hotel, Masquerade. And there's a system there where someone introduces us to customers. You get a lot of money from it, so everyone was dying to get hired. But one day, there was like an incident. Someone at school found out about the job. Some goody two-shoes class rep Esco said she was going to tell her teacher, Ann Murrah. Everyone freaked and apologized to her, saying they'd stop. She wouldn't listen. If our parents found out, it'd be the worst thing ever. We begged, but she didn't budge. In the end, she left class saying she was going to go to the police with Ann Murrah. We were totally freaking out, so I went to the hotel that night. I mean, at that point, there was no harm in going, you know? But then, she was there. Esco was standing in front of Masquerade in the drizzling rain, in a red raincoat. She said she was going to the police, so who knows why she was at the hotel? Was she still alive at that point? Also, I don't know if any of you guys know your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but if you ever look at the card art of the spell card Spiritualism, then do you see those wires? Like do you see that telephone pole that looks like an F with the wires coming off of it? Do you see the smoke of that cloud? Doesn't it kind of look like the spirit on the spell card Spiritualism? With the hands down before and the body tapering off and the head leaning forward? But it made us all jumpy and on edge every day after that. Except nothing ever happened. Soon after that, Masquerade shut down. I guess they uncovered something. Huh? The job? Yeah, I completely quit after that. That's Akko's testimony. Just the important parts, though. It looks like the Synchro will get a print screen of it at some point, or like, you know, if I ask really nicely. He'll get a print screen at one point, where, like, after the stream's over, and I'll show you how, like, it looks like the ghosts that are on, like, some of Yami Bakura's monster cards, like the spell card Spiritualism and Dark Spirit of the Silent. Mo got a fascinating first-hand account. The rumours of Red Riding Hood, and what was written in the guest books we found in the hotel. All the pieces are in that girl's confession. So what ended up happening to Esco? I don't know exactly, but apparently she stopped coming to school. According to Akko, she just suddenly stopped showing up. Mashita snorts. It's too perfect. She was probably just being overly dramatic. Especially that part about the red raincoat. Most people use an umbrella when it's raining. That's true. Mashita's right. It's possible that the raincoat was a sign for whoever she was waiting for, but hardly anyone comes down this street. It doesn't really fit. The thing that's catching my interest about it... This is a bit weird for me to say, but a raincoat, like Mashita said, most kids in school don't buy raincoats. Most kids buy umbrellas if the weather's bad, because in Japan you've got very few places for you to go to, so you just need an umbrella. Most places are indoors, like, you know, like shopping malls and things, and if you ever need to go to and from school, there's so many tube trains and everything, you very rarely need a raincoat. It's not like in Europe or in America where, you know, the umbrella is the rarer thing to find. Most people will buy a waterproof coat or something like that in the weather because it'll also be a fashion accessory that they'll wear. In Japan you have a uniform, so there's no need to. But you do buy a coat like that if you're someone that's slightly well off. Think about it, you're a kid, you don't want to waste money on, like, let's say a £30 coat when you could spend money on a very cheap, like, they sell umbrellas in Japan for, like, the equivalent of, like, £3 or £4. So but there is something about it though. You would buy a coat if you were someone that was somewhat well off, or if you had a family that were well off. You would buy it if you were someone that was trying very hard to be of good social standing, like a student council president or something like that. In other words, if she is the one that's trying to call these people out, she can afford to buy something like that. But it also means that she's not going to relent, because she's got too much pride in doing what she thinks is right. Also, number 4 is bad luck. It means death. It's the equivalent of 666, which technically is wrong. The number of the devil isn't 666. The number of the devil was actually 616, but because of the movie The Omen, they made it 666 and it's become more universally acceptable. Oh, I know it's not just in Japan, but in relevance to the game, it is the fact that on the 4th floor there is death. Yeah. Is that all you have to tell us? Then hurry up and go home. So I really can't come with you? I worked really hard, you know. Apparently Moe really wants to come along. I do feel bad. She worked and got us that info just so she could investigate with us. But, sorry, but you shouldn't be here. There have already been 2 victims. We can't get you wrapped up in this too. Oh, okay. I understand. Moe nods. I guess she's already over it. First time I think she's spoken. You better tell me all about it later. And be careful. She sounds worried about me. She disappears around the street corner. A siren echoes on the wind, and a natural howl in the distance. Yeah, 666 is semi-fiction. The movie The Omen, starring Patrick Troughton, Gregory Peck, and someone else as well. Like, it was because the release date, I think, was near 666, so yeah. I look up at Masquerade looming before us. What in the hell happened inside that hunk of concrete? There's always a tragic cause to the birth of a spirit. Red Riding Hood must be the same. But I can't watch my friends die. I slowly step forward, trying to escape from the unease that's threatening to engulf me. It's not right for the dead to meddle with the living. Mashita mutters beside me. Is that a personal creed? Nah, just what I think. Mashita clicks his tongue. New info was added to the spirit file Akko's testimony. Hey. As I step into the lobby, Mashita stops in front of me. What's wrong? What a fantastic job you've done here. Huh? What are you talking about? Look. What? The lobby looks completely different. The room is covered in white. No. It wasn't like this yesterday. Thought so. These are webs? Mashita touches one of the floating threads. Looks like she's up the ante. Bring it. Time to make our appointment with our lady friend. Just then, the groan of the elevator moving echoes. Did the elevator just come back to the first floor? That'd mean someone's already here. Did you see which floor it came from? No, I wasn't looking. But I feel like it took a while between when I heard the noise and its arrival. I'm betting it's one of the upper floors. Maybe the 4th or the 5th. Yesterday we got the elevator working and managed to get to the 4th floor, but because of what happened to Banshee, we weren't able to investigate any higher. Okay, let's start on the 4th floor. Go to the 4th floor. Also gives me a chance to have a quick drink, because my throat's getting a bit dry. You gotta think, last time I had a sip of anything, Hiro was taking her clothes off. Oh yeah, sorry Lambo, you missed that. And I do distinctly remember these weren't as cobwebby either. Let's see which one this is then. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked girl running down a trail. Playing in youth or something? Before I forget, I'm just going to go up to the 5th floor. Just because I want to know. I want to see if there's a painting up there. I just want to see if there's one here, then we go back to the 4th. Yep, there is. Oh, and there's a circuit board there as well. Masquerade Wife. It's a picture of a masked wife holding hands with a child. Now that's either her having a child or her as a child. I wonder. Can I go up any higher? Because remember, we couldn't get any higher too. No, never mind then if we can. So it seems we really cannot get up to... I open the door and check the switchboard, but nothing looks broken at first glance. Okay. "42153. Okay. I wonder... 42153. Could that be a code to put into this switch to get us up to the 6th floor? Well, since worrying about it now, we still gotta do some investigating, so... Right, so this way facing towards the emergency exit, I've gone left, and then it's gonna be the opposite way, so let's see what we've got here. Ew. Yeah, that one caught me on the hop, not gonna lie. Ugh. A large air conditioning unit attached to the ceiling. It's stained but would likely work with electricity. There's a Venetian mask on the wall. I pick the mask up and find a talisman on the wall underneath. Found a worn-out talisman. When I pick up the worn-out talisman, I feel warmth flow through me. Got soul power. The worn-out talisman crumbles silently in my hand. Nice. It's a chest with a vase on top. I pull open the drawer and find a notebook. Got Mask Guest Book 401. What's that? A guest book provided by the hotel. Guests write about their experiences in it. I glance through the pages. This guest book's entries are clearly different from all the other ones. covers a number of horrifying topics such as devil worship and different kinds of torture. Lambo, is this yours? Every page is crammed with stuff like that. It's impossible to tell which ones are delusions and which ones actually took place. The only thing I can say for sure is that it's surging with a twisted, single-minded appetite. Dude, you literally mentioned about reading about Satanism and everything. I'm just saying it as it is. I silently hand over the guest book. Mashita skims through it, then smirks. Huh, that's quite the hobby. The handwriting differs by page. This was written by several guests. I find that hard to believe. I sincerely doubt there are so many people in the world who have such a unique hobby. They're like moths drawn to a flame. You wouldn't even know to look at them. The pieces are finally coming together. Seems this hotel offered a special service for its perverted guests. She knows where you are, Greta. You mean the kind of stuff written in that guest book? Yeah. The kids working that part-time job were probably part of it too. Guaranteed their safety and complete confidentiality, of course. After all, the one who sold his soul was probably most nervous about that. Still, these people have quite the imagination. Mashita mutters sarcastically as he casually leaves through the pages. Then he stops. Hey, this phrase, do you know what it means? The phrase Mashita's pointing to is Jorogumo's punishment. Yep, I knew it. The Spider Woman. Very popular yokai in Japanese legends. Jorogumo, huh? Well, Carol is a cutie, he says. It's a spider monster from Japanese folklore that can shapeshift into a beautiful woman. Also, if you've ever read Monster Musume, Rachne in that is a Jorogumo. Ah, so you do know about it. Thanks so much for the info dump. I ignore the hint of sarcasm in his voice and read the rest of the page. Jorogumo's punishment is a recreation of a certain urban legend. You capture the largest spider you can find. A wild one would be best. Sharpen the sacrifice's senses with drugs, and use a mouth sepulchrum to keep their mouth open. Then throw the spider into their mouth. Also, sorry Lambo, but completely and utterly wrong, Lala, best girl. If they manage to swallow it, they're innocent. If they don't or the spider escapes, they're guilty. It's a witch trial meant to judge truth from lie. If I get a sacrifice that needs punishing, I'd like to try it out immediately. It can't be that what's written here was actually... Did someone actually do this? Who knows? Hey, calm down. Take a deep breath. Yeah, it's okay. I'm calm. I doubt Mashita believes me. It's obvious that I'm totally rattled. Don't forget, Yashiki. We can't die here. Of course, I know that. I try to keep my reply as steady as possible, but my hands keep shaking. It's like I put the guest book in my bag. I open the door to the bathroom. Some kind of slime is stuck to the mirror, so my reflection is hard to see. It's a trash can with a lid.
I turn it upside down and shake it. A wad of paper falls out. Found a worn-out talisman. When I pick up the worn-out talisman, I feel warmth flow through me. Got soul power. The worn-out talisman crumbles silently in my hand. Oh. There are brand new spider webs. Was this web built last night? Okay, now even perfectly normal spider webs are starting to look eerie. Room 04, room 401, checked. Now for room 402. I hear a faint laugh. I don't hear anything more coming from it. It feels like the mask is staring at me. I take it down to examine it, but it's just a mask. Still feels like it's staring at me, though. Open the door to the bathroom. It's a horribly stained sink. I really don't want to do this, but I still need to check it out. I shut my eyes and stick my fingers down the drain. I touch something hard. Something cylindrical is stuck down there. Sadly, my fingers don't seem to be able to reach it. Something's in there. It's often a prime location to hide incriminating objects. It's likely an important piece of evidence. We should get it. I take out the wooden horse's head, but what should I do with it? I can't think of a way to use it. The stains look like they might have come from old blood. I'll leave that for now, then. Oh. There's dark red water in the bathtub. My nose rebels at the stench of iron. Okay then, need to remember to come back into room 402 for something cylindrical. Oh, you have another ghost story? Do tell. Alright. It's the one that you're currently living in right now. You'd best start believing in ghost stories, Crater. You're in one. I open the door and check the switchboard, but it looks like nothing's broken at first glance. Enter the room on the left. Hey, shine the light inside. Huh? A body has finally turned up. Everyone gather for a class execution. Let's check it out. Right. Say one thing for this girl, she's all for the aesthetic. There's a decorative coffin. I open the lid of the coffin. I find a book amongst the junk inside. Got Monster Encyclopedia. Hey, Amoeba. You don't like spiders, do you? Okay, you might wanna take 5. You might want to take 5. This is this case is Little Red Riding Hood, and it's about the Jorogumo. Yeah, just wanted to warn you in advance. I appreciate you coming, but like, not if you're gonna fucking trigger yourself. Got Monster Encyclopedia. It's a book about different monsters from around Japan and their associated legends.
The PI's here now, by the way. Mashita flips through the book. Huh. So the spider monster originally killed people by drowning them in water. Yeah, that sounds right. I remember reading a legend like that in one of the books piled on my desk at Cujo Mansion. It usually targets woodcutters or hunters, but they're always saved at the last minute. Every region has a story like that. Saved? How? They use a tree stump. The spider takes it instead, and then the protagonist escapes. I don't get it at all. There's no point in complaining about folklore. In any case, this'll make for a good reference. Take it with you. There's a skeleton left hanging in the restraints. Spider webs wrap around its entire body, making it look fake at first glance, but when I look closer it does appear to be, well, an actual human corpse. When I touch it, something flakes off. It looks like traces of dried skin. The corpse is almost a complete skeleton. Small stature, but based on the thickness of the bones, it's likely an adult male. Considering how dried out it is, I'd say it's been here for at least a year. The problem is the cause of death. Mashita meticulously searches the corpse, and finally shakes his head. I just can't tell. Was he strangled by spiderwebs? Quit joking around. A joker. It'd be great if that's all it was. Still, this skeleton. He must have been in pain when he died. His face is all twisted. I understand that, Crater. It did take a little bit longer than I thought to do this one. Maybe I should have stayed on a bit later last night, I don't know. I was just doing the bad ending that took up a lot of time. If it was an adult male, then he was likely a guest here. No matter how hard I try to sympathize, I just can't. Hey, look at this. Mashita suddenly tosses something at me. I found it earlier. It belonged to this guy. It still has some fuel left. Keep it in your bag or something. Got cheap lighter. Open the door to the bathroom. I open the lid of the trash can to look inside. There's a large clump of hair inside, as well as some paper waste. Resisting the urge to scream, I securely close the lid and chuck the trash can back where it was. There's a storage cabinet beneath the sink. I open the door and rummage around inside. Got bent hanger. Okay. I'll use that to get that cylindrical object in room 401. Alright, now let's check out room 502 then. The door to room 502 is locked. Okay. I take the emergency keyring out of my bag and check to see if any of the keys fit. But none of them seem to work. I take out the credit card. I've taken it out, but I can't think of a way to use it. That's interesting. Oh yeah, good point there, Emmy. Oh, where was it? It was room... Was it in here? I'm trying to remember. It's a horribly stained sink. Stains look like they might have come from old blood. Something cylindrical is stuck in the drain. Sadly, my fingers don't seem to be able to reach it. You know what? An idea hits me and I take out the bent hanger. I should be able to bend this into any shape I want. I bend it into one straight wire so it can fit down the drain. I stick it in the pipe and move it up and down. I hear the sound of dirty water being dislodged and hit something hard. She just wants to stay with you, Lord Crater. Got key to room 502. Oh, there we go. On the key is a tag that says Deluxe Suite. That'll come in handy. Good thing it wasn't washed down the drain. Yeah. There are sticky white threads wrapped around this key too. It seems like they stopped it from falling all the way down the pipe. Use the key to room 502 to open the door. I'm going to check in here first. Open the door to the bathroom. The tub is covered in dents and scratches, too many for it to be natural wear. Going by the appearance of the room, horrible things probably happen in here too. There's a shelf stuck to the wall. I check through all of the bottles on the shelf. Got bath salts and insect repelling cream. Weird. There's a broken wooden horse. Oh, hang on a second. I take out the wooden horse's head. But what should I do with it? I can't think of a way to use it. Okay, I'll just feel it then. I go to lift up the wooden horse. When I do, I notice something catch the light. I pick it up and discover it's a metal tool. It's a mouth speculum. It's usually used for medical purposes, but some maniacs use them for other things. Huh. Just as I'm replying to Mashita, a white light flashes before my eyes and I black out. I hear someone sobbing. My eyes should be open, but everything is pitch black. I shake my head desperately and try to look around. A horrible image flows into my mind. To give you guys an idea of what this is, I did do a bit of research because I heard that there were censorship issues and I wanted to make sure that I could stream this properly. This image was censored, although the original game wasn't. This is a close-up of a girl with her eyes covered in bandage, black leather bandage, and her mouth is being held wide open, basically a Hego style. What is this? A young girl is blindfolded and restrained. Her mouth is being forced open with that tool. Her breathing is ragged. She must have been given a drug of some kind. Like the notes for the ritual. Heighten their senses with drugs.
Let us commence the judgment.
A man speaks theatrically behind me.
The court has decided to give the accused a fair trial and will judge her crimes. The trial will now begin. I shall put this spider in the accused's mouth, and if it crawls out, she is guilty. If she can swallow it, she is innocent. Upon hearing that, the girl starts jerking around frantically, her movements haphazard. She desperately cries for help. Her words are garbled from fear or the drug. I hear men cheering. Then a man releases a giant spider into the girl's mouth. Ah! Hey, get a hold of yourself. Yashiki, can you see me? The spider. Get it. Idiot, calm down. With a slug to the jaw, I finally returned to my senses. That's right. I'm in a room at Masquerade. And the vision I just saw. What did I just see? I went somewhere. You haven't gone anywhere. You just fell on the floor and started writhing. Crater, what is? Did you pay for that emote? That is so cute. Wait, did you pay? Is that for bits? Crater, did you just... Crater. Thank you. I feel like I've woken from a long dream. Thank you, Crater, but you really do need to hold on to your money. I can't believe that was a hallucination. You finally calmed down. Yeah, I'm fine now. I wipe sweat off my forehead and swallow. You go to it, Synchro. That girl who was restrained, was that Esco? Crater, by being here you're just being supportive. Thank you so much. If it's so, then was she unable to go to the police because she was caught by people here? There's a decorative coffin. I open the lid of the coffin. I find a book amongst the junk inside. Got demon encyclopedia. The book has pictures of various demons and demonic crests and lists their characteristics. I guess the guests here were interested in stuff like that. Okay then. There's nothing else here, and there's... Oh, sorry, oops, I've already been in here. Whoops. Alright, so where are we and where are we going now? I hear footsteps as I step into the hallway. I turn in the direction of the noise to see... Sho? Sho Nagashima is standing there. Mashita said he ran into him at the hospital, but... I can't believe you came. Sho? What's the matter? I take a step towards him, but Mashita stops me. Wait. Something's not right. I look closely at Sho's face. No. It couldn't be. His face is unnaturally stiff.
Suddenly he begins yelling angrily.
探してたぜ。ずっとよ。
I was looking for you this whole time. I'm gonna kill you. He raises his metal bat he was hiding and moves into attack. Get back, Yashiki! Mashita yells, urging me to escape. But we're in a hallway with close walls. What should I do? If someone's swinging a bat from their right, go to my left. I quickly dodge to the left. Hey, you're not getting away. Show's bat alters course in a flash and heads straight for me. The tip of the bat hits the wall and narrowly misses me. He straightens only to swing his bat again. Shit! I have my hands full with just trying to get away. There's no way I'll be able to restrain him. But if Show's like Hero and is infected with the same mysterious poison, we have to restrain him, or his life's in danger. I can't do this alone. What should I do? Die! Show's deranged eyes burn a hole in me. Chances are thin no matter what I do, my only choice is to draw his attention. Huh? Show hesitates for a moment, confused. But a second later... You dumb idiot. You don't know when to give up, old man. The metal bat flashes above his head. Then... You're the idiot. Mashita suddenly appears next to him and throws a direct punch at his face. Sho tumbles to the ground. As he falls, his bat flies through the air and... Unluckily for me, it collides into the side of my head and I collapse with a pitiful yelp. Dumbass! Cursing, Mashita quickly grabs Sho's arm and completely restrains him. As Mashita puts his weight on him, Sho groans painfully. Finally, he faints. Hey, Yashiki. You okay? Yeah, it just grazed me. I sit up and gently shake my head back and forth. Thankfully, everything seems fine. You know what I've just realized? Everyone keeps getting pulled out of the way. But I'm still Sensei. And give me a hand. We need to carry him out of here. He's probably like the others now. We better hurry. To think Sho would end up as the third victim. I managed to make myself stand, but my spirits have dropped down to my feet. It's exactly what I'm thinking, Crater. And I'll be honest, at this point, I am. It's still sprinkling outside. We drag Sho out of the hotel. Finally, we have a chance to catch our breaths. We'll call off the investigation for today. Yeah. Banshee and Hero flash before my eyes. But Sho's safety should come first. Let's go ahead and bring him to the hospital. I'll go get the car. Good idea. Yours is better for moving sick people around.
I take out the car key and stand up, but just as I do... Ugh. Piercing pain runs through the side of my head and I fall back to my knees. Yashiki! It's just a headache. I thought it had gone away, so why? You got hit right where it hurts, huh? Then just rest there. But, Sho... You're injured too, so take it easy. I'll take Nagashima in my car. You wait here until I get back. Got it? I'll come straight back after I drop him off. Sorry. Sho's in your hands now. Mashita collects Sho and disappears. The soft pitter-patter of rain permeates the air. The sound of the rain seems to make this place even quieter somehow. Then I notice something. The noises aren't the only thing that's vanished. The pain is gone. The intense headache has faded like it never was. This happened to me twice before. Hold on. Now I'm suspicious. I think back on the times when I had a headache. The first is when I went inside Masquerade with Damon and Banshee. Back then I'm pretty sure I wanted to keep everyone together. But then I had a headache and Banshee up and disappeared. My next headache came the following morning. I was trying to go and see Hero and Banshee, but in the end I was unable to. And just now, I was going to the hospital with Sho and Mashita. I gaze at the entrance to Masquerade. You're the only one I want to see, sir. That's what Red Riding Hood said. I get it, youth. I stare at the hotel as if I can see through doors. I feel like I can see a red figure inside. One rainy night, a girl stood there wearing a red raincoat. You're still waiting even now for the one you respect so much. That headache always attacked when I was trying to stick with other people. If I stop trying and stay by myself like I am now, then it'll vanish like it was never there. I get it. Hero, Banshee, and now Sho. I've gotten my friends all caught up in this. That's right. It's all my fault. Again. I'll come along. So, do what you will. Irony is that if we'd been following Mary's advice, instead of staying in a large group, I head back inside Masquerade. Sir? A voice calls from the darkness, as if it was waiting for me. What are you telling me to do? You see the red thread of fate, right? The top floor in the room of masks. The top floor? The 6th floor was listed on the guide, but it was impossible to reach. I'll be waiting. Red Riding Hood's figure melts silently into the elevator. As she does, the elevator's floor display begins blinking on and off erratically. The combination
You know it, don't you, sir? Her voice reverberates throughout the elevator. So she's telling me to go to her? But this combination, what in the world could that be? Well, kids, looks like old Spook Suit's gonna be dealing with this one alone. Oh, I just noticed. Look at the code. Look at the numbers on the right. The spirit vanished into the elevator. I must be able to use the elevator to get to the top floor then. And the floor display begins to blink on and off erratically. Is that some kind of hint? And that word she used. Combination. I stare at the elevator buttons. Maybe I'm supposed to push these in a certain combination. If I press the floor buttons in a certain order, I might be able to get to the 6th floor. But what's the order? I've got no idea. I've got to think. There has to have been a clue somewhere inside Masquerade. No info was added to the spirit file, the elevator's puzzle. Right. 4, 2, 1, 5, 3. I push the button for the 3rd floor. Thank you, Crater. The elevator door opens and a musty stench greets me. But that's not all. This smell is blood. Red Riding Hood's voice drifts on the wind. I've been waiting for you. No, I doubt my words will reach her. But I feel like I have to at least say it. I'm not the one you respect. I'm not the one you're waiting for. Liar, you always lie. I'm not lying. I'm really not. A scream splits the night. It's the same one I heard during the spider torture. Stop! Stop this! This won't accomplish anything. That's why, this time, I'm going to test you. Tell me the truth. Countless spiders fly out of the darkness and start crawling all over my body. The swarm of spiders keeps coming. They don't respond well to the vibrations. We know from the elevator to use the massager. Shit! I take the massager out of my bag, hold it against my body and hit the switch. This worked before. The spiders start acting strangely. They all scramble away. Red Riding Hood lets out a gusty sigh. Glittering white threads fly through the air from her mouth. She's trying to use her spider silk. No way, I don't have enough time to think about that too much. Hold the horse's head over mine as protection. Strangely enough, the thread seemed drawn to it and only wrapped around the horse's head. It stank, that's what got me to think about that one. If it was Carol, I would understand that. So, who's in the wrong? I only did what was right. That's for the law to decide. The horse had substituted an allsword smelt as well, so it was the two things that worked. Red Riding Hood is staring at me. Sir, come with me. The only thing that matters is your life. How do you know a person's worth? Shut up. Shut up, shut up. Red Riding Hood screams again. Then her maddening eyes glare at me. Sir, how do I look to you? I'm gonna be honest on this one. We met too late. In some bizarre way, it's the biggest truth of all. What do you like about me? It's the only thing she holds dear about herself. Righteousness. That's right. She was betrayed by her own teacher. I can't get mad at her.
ありがとう。一緒に。
Thank you, sir. Let's... Red Riding Hood's figure wavers, then smashes through the window and off into the night. Huh? Did she just jump out of the window? The bustling city can be heard out of the window. I wipe my sweaty brow with my shirt sleeve. Something touches my cheek. Something's floating in the darkness. A thread? As I follow it with my eyes, I realize that it's wrapped around my wrist. Whoa! Something yanks me towards the window. I brace my legs and try to resist, but all in vain. I'm thrown out into the night sky. I scream as I plummet. No. I should be rushing towards the ground. as I give up all hope, like Kratos going to with Mary, tapping on his window. A strong jolt makes me look up. A man struggles to hold onto my arm, his teeth gritting with effort.
このバカ野郎が
You stupid idiot. Mashita? Shut up and give me your other arm. Hurry up, grab onto me. Right. He desperately tries to pull me up, and after what feels like an eternity of struggling, I make it over the ledge and tumble safely back inside the hotel. The only sound that can be heard is our gasps for breath as we sit in the darkness. Why did you ignore my orders? Mashita spits words out between wheezes. Sorry. This isn't the time to be making excuses. I might be better off shutting up. Idiot. Try putting yourself in my shoes. Is she gone? I think so. The window. I'm still trembling as I point to the broken window. She threw herself out of it. She might have been trying to take me with her. No. Not you. That Sir person. Yeah. I suppose you're right. Can you walk? And let's go. Mashita slowly stands and looks at me. Nicely done. That wasn't bad work for an amateur like you. It stopped raining. The cool wind on my cheeks hints at autumn. I'm gonna drop by and see Damon. I'd like to see how the others are doing. Yeah. What? Hand me the car key. No, I can drive. Have you completely gone mad? Look at your hands. I glance down at them, only to suddenly realize they're still shaking. You just faced down a spirit. You can't drive in that condition. The choice made for me. I take the key out of my pocket and toss it to Mashita. The corner parking lot. Right. You rest here. His figure melts into the darkness. As I watch him go, I notice something down on the wet asphalt. It's... a dead spider. It lay there, legs all curled up almost as if it was desperately trying to hold on to something. Are you satisfied now? Then let's go home. I gently pick the spider up. I wrap it in my handkerchief and put it in my pocket. If it's the same kind of spider that gave poison to all of the others, then we'll need to find out because of the serum. But also at the same time, well, the car ride back is a blur. Also, there's a nice detail. Look at the rearview mirror. It's Mashita's face at the wheel. I sat and let Mashita's voice wash over me like background radio noise. I remember wondering if Red Riding Hood might have stolen a part of my soul. Before the investigation today, Moe tipped us off on that testimony, remember? That helped me connect the dots. I realized that a teacher was wrapped up in the case. A teacher from a school near the hotel was arrested for breaking the law. What does that have to do with anything? There was an odd part in Akko's testimony. They were scared they'd be reported, but nothing ever happened. In other words, Esko never went to the police after tattling to the teacher. Or maybe more. She couldn't go. I frown as I try and put the pieces together. I think I'm too spaced out as it's not making sense. You'll never make it as a detective. Can you just drop that? I don't plan on becoming one anyway. There's only one possible answer. This Sir person Esko trusted so deeply was one of Masquerade's customers. What? I feel like I've been hit at the side of the head, and not with a pillow, more like a lead pipe. The one she sought salvation from ended up being a criminal. The definition of irony. Mashita glances out of the window and chuckles dryly. The bitter sound fits both our moods. It was the teacher, Enmura, the one mentioned in Akko's testimony. I saw a photo of him. He was tall, thin, the type popular with students. Well, I suppose. He glances back at me through the mirror. You might say he wasn't too unlike you. Mashita suddenly tosses a file at me. Those are the research results. Look over them if you want to know more. Results? I flip through the thick bundle of paper. They're a set of very well-organized documents. It would have taken a lot of time to gather this amount of information. And it hits me. Wait a second. Mashita just said that he connected the dots with the help of Moe's testimony. Which means he knew all of this before we started our investigation tonight. You knew everything? I just said I put it all together when I heard the testimony. But I decided not to tell you, just in case. Why? If I had known, I could have... What would you have done? His tone turns mocking as he laughs. You would have just sympathized too much and let down your guard. You should be grateful I didn't. Mashita leaves me with the research file and heads to Damon's hospital. Now that I'm alone, I can't keep my 3 hospitalized friends out of my mind. But there's nothing I can do for them right now. I've done everything I can. I bolster myself with that information. I spread Mashita's documents out on the table. Yeah, I would have thought that as well, Crater, that it was the case that he got kicked out for. I'm exhausted, but I feel like I need to go through them today. Who in the world was Red Riding Hood? If Mashita was right, the truth should be right in front of me. New info was added to the spirit file Mashita's report. Demon Encyclopedia, Insect Repelling Cream, that ended up not being used. Anything that would have hurt her. Monster Encyclopedia, Horse's Head, Credits Card, Emergency Keyring. A rest for today. Night, Nez. Don't worry, you'll be able to catch the after story afterwards. Trophy earned, end of chapter 6. And so the case surrounding Masquerade quietly comes to a close, leaving an invisible scar on that dark street. The lives lost there will never return, and neither will their trampled dignity. The only thing that saves that disaster is that my friends survived, Trophy earned, Red Riding Hood saved. Hiru, Banshee and Sherwool regained consciousness after that. They got out of it with no lasting symptoms and are recovered enough to go back to their lives. Damon concluded that the affliction inhibited the soul, very much like the mark. In that case, maybe Red Riding Hood was finally released from that horrible nightmare. Just like the spirits that gave people the mark. If anything good came about because of this case, then that would be it. A week later. I'm coming in. Mashita suddenly shows up on my doorstep. Before I even open my mouth, he pulls out an envelope and tosses it on the table. I'm here to deliver this. It's your reward. Take it and get out of here. I didn't do it because I wanted a reward. How should I know? The client asked me to do this. That's all. I did my job and handed it over. The rest is in your hands. Damn. What a pain. Mashita turns and curses under his breath, but I can still hear everything he says. That's all you came for? No. There's one other thing. I learned something from this past case. And what's that? Something about you. You're suited for this work after all. That again? Sorry, but I'm done. No more. Just hear me out. There have been more mysterious cases like masquerades popping up lately. I thought it might be Mark-related, but it seems like I was wrong. He stops for a moment, then mutters. Hyaki Yagyoi, a monster's parade. Huh? Have you heard anything about it? Hyaki Yagyoi? Yeah, sure, in ghost stories. But he's clearly asking about something that's happening in the real world. No, I haven't. That's so. I figured you, of all people. Forget it. First he asks me, then he tells me to forget it. He only cares about his own bottom line. She. Mashita glances briefly at the sofa in the corner of the room. Might have known something. So you want my help? The old lady, Yasuoka, seems to think you could do some good. I do too. That's all I wanted to say. No, wait. I have one last bit of advice. Quit doing stuff like that. Like what? You picked up that dead spider, didn't you? You saw? Just out of the corner of my eye. That's why darkness follows you. Your ancestors probably had pity on her too. The living and the dead can't coexist. If you try to accept their feelings, you'll just end up getting pulled in. I'll keep that in mind. Mashita just snorts derisively, like usual. Give it some thought. Even if you don't want it, the time may come one day. He leaves, closing the door behind him. That marks the end of the case, and the end of one chapter in my story. But someday in the future, I can't help but think that door will be thrown open again. The gallery has been unlocked. Cleared Deathmark, save all progress, don't mind if I do. Oh, the game's going to try and go right back to the beginning again, and I'm like, no thank you. No thanks, I'll leave it there for now. But that was it, everyone. That was Deathmark, and this is the last playthrough of it. I might come back to it at some point and do the kill everyone option. We already know that there's only 2 endings and I already showed one of them. But it'll be interesting to see the knock-on effect of how it'll affect the second case and then the third case and so on and so forth. I just want to say to all of you, because I don't want to let this linger on for too long. Some of you have stayed up way past your usual bedtimes. Now at least you know that if you want to, you can now go looking for Deathmark spoilers and you're not going to accidentally stumble over anything. You know, now you know the answers to everything and all things. But thank you all for the support, for the tips and the donations, the subscriptions and everything. Yeah, the picture that was censored, yeah. I will probably swing by Discord and say hello to everyone and chill out for a little bit afterwards. But really, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Thank you for coming to the stream, thank you for being a part of it. This was a game that really, as someone who loves the occult, loves Japanese horror, and you know, loves that kind of being able to get into the mindset and the psychology of people and ghosts and stuff and understanding why they do the things they do. Every ghost was different. Every ghost was something unique. Like Miss Zoo was different in that she wanted to become a ghost. She didn't want to become human. You know, Hanahiko was a child that was put through such horrible abuse that, you know, we can't even assign a gender to them because we don't know of all the things that they were going through. Obviously there was the chewing bride and how she was at the phone booths and everything, and her little apology at the end. And then you've got Mary, who was our friend and ally turned evil. I like to think that at some point the evil side of Mary will eventually be purged, and who knows, maybe she can help us to continue on with the family business of dealing with ghosts and such. That being said, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for every donation, every tip, every bit of support. Next week we will be beginning with the NG, which is ironic because it is a new game. So I really appreciate it. And on that note, I am going to head off. The stream is over, and this is a farewell to Deathmark. Thank you so much. Remember to follow each other, to support each other, and to remember to show a lot of kindness to each other. Sleep well. And remember, that sound knocking away at your windows, or that shadow that you just see in the corner of your eyes, might just need a little bit of kindness itself too.